Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about the Santiago Bernabéu and the fact that they hosted a NFL game a few hours ago. There were a total of 78,610 people that attended that match. And apparently it has been considered as a success. Like there were a lot of people there interested in watching the Commanders versus the Dolphins match. And the reason why I'm going to be talking about this is because I think that this is probably the future of, I would just say, Barcelona's stadium and Real Madrid's stadium, is the fact that they can host multiple different events, not just sporting events, but like different entertainment events. With these brand new stadiums being built, we know that the Santiago Bernabéu just finished their renovations. It's brand new, and that's the reason why they have been able to welcome a NFL match. But with Barcelona knowing that they're going to be building Spotify Camp Nou and how it's going to take until 2028, that basically means that yes, Barcelona is going to be on track to do the exact same thing. And they're looking at Real Madrid's example and they're saying this is a good example. This is what we could do. And that has always been the plan. It has always been. However, I will say one thing though, and I'm going to be talking about the hypocrisy that Real Madrid do carry today. And I know that a lot of you guys are going to find this annoying, but I have to talk about this, right? I have to talk about the hypocrisy that Real Madrid are carrying with this event, because I will give it to them. They cooked with this event. The presentation, the way that it looked, the stadium looked massive. They organized everything very well. So clearly Real Madrid have turned their stadium into a global event hub, and Barcelona will do the exact same thing for sure. It has been said and it has been reported that the Spotify Camp Nou could host an NFL game in 2028, because that is when all of the renovations are going to be done. And not just that, but they want to have, and this is according to like a lot of the sources within Barcelona, but when they have the Spotify Camp Nou fully built, they don't want to say that, okay, we built this stadium, this massive stadium, just so we can have 25 to 30 games per year. Like they're not saying that, they're saying that we can do so much more than just having 25, 30, 35, 40 games per year. The fact that we have 110,000 people in this stadium, this should be a year-round business model where we can have multiple hostings like international events, massive concerts, conventions, multi-sport competitions, NFL matches, etc. And that is one of the ways that Barcelona will be able to generate more revenue than ever before. And they realize that yes, match day income might not be enough. Like just by that itself, it may not be enough. Like this is probably going to be the future of football in Europe as well, is to invite different sports to come and play in our stadiums. And not just that, but also have, let's just say, for example, Travis Scott come to the Spotify Camp Nou and really perform for a lot of the fans in Spain. And like I said, the Santiago Bernabéu and Real Madrid, they have done this before. Apparently, most of Madrid fans are Swifties. They're Taylor Swift fans, and that is the reason why Taylor Swift did go out there in Madrid to go and make that performance at the Santiago Bernabéu. It was amazing for them, and I'm happy for the Swifties, the Real Madrid fans, for having an event like that, because I'm pretty sure that they had a lot of fun and they also generated a lot of revenue. So congratulations to them. But here's the thing, right? The hypocrisy. And like I've said, I don't want to kind of like make this negative. I'm not trying to like have this sort of agenda against Real Madrid, but I have to call this out. What happened? And let me ask you guys something. What happened a month and a half ago in regards to FC Barcelona and what they were trying to do in terms of trying to expand themselves to other areas? What happened? I'm pretty sure you guys remember, right? Barcelona wanted to play against Villarreal in Miami, right? Barcelona wanted to play against Villarreal in Miami because it was going to bring them income and because it was going to bring more awareness to their brand. So it was like a win-win for all clubs and even for the league itself, because you're going to expand the league, you're going to recognize this league into different areas across the freaking world, right? So I saw this as a good idea. Barcelona clearly are on that side in terms of, you know, trying to cross paths with other sports out there in the world. Right? Barcelona want to go to the US. Barcelona are more than Barcelona like the idea of bringing in NFL games to Barcelona. They like doing things like that. But apparently that did not come into fruition, because a lot of the people within Barcelona and Spain in general, maybe some people within the league, LaLiga, were saying this cannot happen because we need to be faithful to our fans and that we should have Spanish football be played in Spain. It cannot be anywhere else. Like, come on, like we need to be more romantic about these type of things. And you know who was the biggest voice on this? It was Real Madrid. Real Madrid were the first ones to complain. They were so pissed knowing that their rivals, FC Barcelona, were going to go out there to take a Spanish game, to take it to Miami, just so Barcelona could get paid more and to bring more brand awareness. Madrid were the biggest proponent on this, and they hated this idea. You guys can go search this up. I am not lying. This is why I'm not trying to. I am not out here trying to say, oh, I'm trying to put out hate or whatever. I'm literally just telling you guys the facts and what I have seen in the past 2 months and a half, and I like to call out the hypocrisies, right? The contradictions. Real Madrid hated this idea. But apparently now with Real Madrid, knowing that they're going to get paid a lot of money for hosting a game from out there, outside of Europe, they're going to say yes to that. When literally a month and a half ago, they're like, no, we can't have Spanish football. We get played somewhere else. Like, literally, like, Real Madrid are literally trying to say that wherever these games are originally from, they should stay in that league and stay in that area, because that is how sports should be played. This is serve your fan base. But apparently they're like, they rule that rule off, and whatever they said before, and they say, what'd you say? Oh yeah, NFL games in our stadium, not in America, but in our stadium in Spain. Yeah. Bring them in. How much are they gonna pay us? Oh yeah. Bring them in. Hypocrisy. That is total hypocrisy. So when that whole rule gets taken off, when Real Madrid get paid well, that is like that's it, right? Like that is Real Madrid. They're like, okay, the rule will be taken off if we get paid well. It does not even matter, whatever. I'm fine with these games, these NFL games happening in Europe, right? And I've always been like that. But when Real Madrid said the exact opposite in terms of like where matches should be played a month and a half ago, you just see they seem like hypocrites out here. I don't know why. Like, yes, they cooked in this event, but a month and a half ago, you were not even a fan of this type of ideas. Something to think about. Like I've said, Barcelona will continue with this type of idea. We will be hosting a lot of other events in the near future once the stadium is fully done. So now let's move on towards the next conversation. And I do want to speak about the 2026 transfer planning. And we're going to be talking about Said El Mala, who is on the radar of FC Barcelona. It states here that Barcelona are already preparing for the summer of 2026, and they're looking for a new defender, a new striker, and also a new left winger. Remember, Marcus Rashford is always going to be in the conversation, but in case things do not work out, Barcelona will be prepared. Every player that we have been talking about in every position have only been options. It's very normal. It's very normal for Deco, Hansi Flick to have a list of options on who they want to sign, because they have to run through them, because it's not guaranteed that they're going to want their most top priority left winger, top priority striker. It's not guaranteed, because that player might say, I want to go to this club, and that's why they have different players on a list. And apparently, if it's not going to be Marcus Rashford, if it's not going to be Ansu Fati, if it's not going to be John Virgili, it could be Said El Mala, right? Said El Mala is a 19-year-old winger who is German with Libyan heritage, and he does play for a team in Germany. And in that team, so far, he has scored 14 goals last season on loan, has 4 goals and 2 assists this season, and has already been valued at 18 million euros and is only going to rise even more, maybe potentially 30 million euros. And he also got called up to the German national team. So clearly you can see that El Mala is almost in the exact same situation of John Virgili, except that El Mala is really making it happen for the national team, and he even is being called up for the first team. So Köln, which is the team that El Mala does play for, they're reportedly wanting 30 million euros for their left winger. And Hansi Flick and the Barcelona staff really do like him, and they know that his price is rising fast, hence the reason why they want to tie him down as fast as possible. So they have to be serious. Once again, let me know in the comment sections down below, do you believe a player like Said El Mala is a player that you would like to see at Barcelona next season? Let's also remember, and go look at my previous video, I did actually mention this player. I just did not really know about the player until today because of this massive report. But I did mention this player yesterday in another video where I was talking about like the amount of dribbles a winger does per 100 touches. One of them was Doku, one of them was John Virgili, which was in third place. But number one above Doku was El Mala, the player that we're talking about today. So make sure you go check that player out. Let's see if he does well for the German national team. And who knows, right? Let's have this player on the radar. Now, lastly, to top this all off and to end this with great news, with a smile, right? We do have the return of Joan Garcia. It is official. And with Szczesny in our starting 11, things have not been so great. Ever since Szczesny stepped in, it states here that we have conceded 17 goals in 9 matches with 0 clean sheets. And we have been in very weak form at the back. And the good news is knowing that the fact that we had these horrible numbers are going to be taken away because Joan Garcia will return after the international break immediately. And this is, of course, according to Fabrizio Romano, the one journalist that all of you guys like to hear about and always say, I won't I won't accept anything or believe anything until Fabrizio Romano states it. All right, bro. Like, all right, we get it. You like writing him, but Joan Garcia is returning after the international break. Keep in mind that with him, right, with his stats in this season, before the injury, we played 7 matches with him, 3 clean sheets, only 5 goals conceded, and we definitely had a strong start with him. But ever since Chesney came in, things started to fall apart. But with Joan Garcia coming back, Pedri also coming back and way sooner than expected. Same thing can be said with Rafinha. Barcelona will be in a very strong form by the time we do face Athletic Club, and also with Chelsea. So good news. I'm happy for the club. Whatever does happen later through the day, we're going to be talking about here in this YouTube channel. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.